We're going to look at some plays from this tight end room because I said after watching my first watch of this game on the All 22, I said, I really believe that this room has the chance to be very special, especially when your star receiving type tight end, a guy that was criticized for not being physical enough and not being strong enough, not having enough muscles, comes out early on this drive on this escort swing screen and eliminates a guy from the Ravens, drives him right into the boundary there, out in space. Very good play call, very good execution and physicality from Dalton Kincaid.
I love that we're starting with this one for Kincaid because we talked about his blocking coming out of Utah, and we've talked about it throughout his tenure with the Bills. He's always been a willing blocker. He does not shy away from contact, even against bigger bodied, type of dudes, defensive ends, linebackers. He doesn't shy away from contact. His inconsistencies or his lack of effectiveness at times as a blocker is more due to how he's built from a size and frame perspective and then technique. So yeah, he struggles against, some defensive ends or defensive linemen or linebackers or bigger nickel type dudes, but he's always willing. And if you get him matched up on a true corner or a true nickel, he legitimately can mash. And I love the intention that he comes forward with on this play, and just he buries Awuzie outside. Like, the finish is awesome. If you watch college football, Kenyon Sadiq, the tight end for Oregon, has been doing this the first couple of weeks. Like, this is a legit awesome block. Just watch him carry him through this play. He doesn't just hit him and know that Ty Johnson's by him. He puts him into the earth on this one, and that's just such a nice tone-setting play for a dude, again, who doesn't get known as a physical presence at all, even though he is a willing blocker.
And, we fast forward a little bit to the touchdown by Dalton Kincaid, 3-by-1 set with the ball on the left hash. And Bills basically running a version of their double China 7. And usually this inside guy, Dalton Kincaid, he can do one of two things. He can run to middle of the field if you have two safeties deep, a split safety look. But if it's a single high look, he can run this corner route to the pylon there. So on this play, because it's a too high safety look, you're going to see Kincaid kind of bend it over the middle. And as soon as he clears that second level, Josh hits him. But look at Josh's eyes on this play, holding Malachi Starks to the top of the screen right there, holding him just long enough so that once Kincaid clears that second level right here, the linebacker, he can keep these guys on their spots and then boom, throw that strike. And it was one hell of a strike to Kincaid. But watch the ball placement here. Usually you hear us talk about, hey, you'd like to see the quarterback lead him out in front of him just a little bit. But he doesn't want to send Kincaid into trouble. He doesn't want to send a hospital ball. Look at the placement. He puts it right on him, doesn't put it out in front of him, and allows him to body catch it because, yes, here comes Kyle Hamilton, one, but he's now able to use his body to shield Hamilton and make Hamilton go through him to make a play on the ball or to, dislodge the ball. But it also keeps him away from Malachi Starks, where obviously Kincaid's direction is running there. Hell of a play, top to bottom. Josh Allen to Dalton Kincaid for the touchdown.
Yeah, nice catch through contact by Kincaid, and I honestly don't have too many notes. You nailed everything. The ball placement of him pinning it on Kincaid and almost forcing him to kind of like throttle down in that hole in order to have the positioning against Hamilton, but also have the positioning for Starks coming across the field. And if you watch Starks, that boundary safety who Allen is eyeing right here, just look at how this whole, like, Starks holds that line that he's on because he's watching Allen's eyes and he's got to respect the threat. If Allen looks a bit earlier to Kincaid or the middle of the field, if that gives Starks a couple extra steps, he's got some burst, he's got some closing ability, there's a chance he makes the play on the ball or a hit. And just look how close he ends up finishing to Dalton Kincaid when Kincaid makes the catch. Starks is right there. If it's a half a step or a full step or a stride, that would have made a significant difference potentially. So good job with Allen. All these little things that, he does, the eyes, like it's just so cool to watch because it really don't get talked about enough. A lot of it is like, oh, look at his arm and he's so athletic, but it's those little things, just that little bit. And then the ball placement, settling him down, throttling him in. It also makes you think, he did this to Shakir last year against Miami
Yeah.
like in from the shadow of their own goal line, like threw it in. Shakir ended up getting hit by Poyer. I think it was a penalty. Hollins was calling for it. Just, it's a really nice job to protect your receivers.